Greetings, this is Frina Rina, the half-elven YouTuber, coming to you with part 2 of my reaction to Critical Role's old mini-campaign, Exandria Unlimited Calamity, set in the final days of the age of the long-gone age of Arcanum. It will speak to how the calamity, the war of the gods, came to pass. Dealing with some after right now we're about to start the credits. I mean, not the credits, the ads, which I'll probably be skipping most of unless I see something new. But yeah, the yeah. Let's see. When and this will be part 2. Part 1, they had a very lengthy combat encounter with the conspirators of Vespin Chorus, and found out that numerous assaults are happening among the city, and they decided to take no to not interrogate any of them, but just execute and finish off the ones who remained in their combat. Yeah, you tactless fools. Hang on. What the? There. I noticed that the charging icon was gone. Sorry. Now, my theory is as I've been saying, is that the ritual that was performed, which we assumed was to summon the betrayal, sorry, betrayer gods back to Exandria, and it only worked partially, moving from the current planes, but getting lost in but basically they're now stuck in a demi-plane in transit. And they need the city Avalier, in which one of their it takes many episodes for me to get these names down. Hang on. Laren, uh, 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 some of the other player names are give me just trouble as the character names. Anyway, her creation, the I think called the actual Labyrinth, has the ability to transport the entire city to other planes. Basically plane shift the full city, and that Westman Course and his goons has discovered this and its existence and are planning to use it to ferry the Betrayal gods the remainder of the way to the prime material plane.
What kind of a prank is this? Much magic,
darling.
Here we go.
Hey critters, Laura Bailey here to guide you through what's new in the Critical Role shop. Style should never be a dumpster, darling.
I mean, the Traveler always says impulse purchases are a good decision. The cuteness, it's overpowering.
This is seriously magical. Roll an investigation if you want. It's basically perfect. And hey, if you want, you could head over to the Critical Role shop right now.
Exactly a minute and a half of free time today, so I thought I'd make a... So the first thing we've got here is our live and professionally moderated chat.
But I've already
Twitch is
seen
the
this already, so...
to a fellow V for...
And they're not actually paying for any of my streams, so...
Other Dutch Oven and Wesley Snipes.
Here we go.
If you think that anything other than Dutch Oven and Wesley Snipes got said moments before rolling, then you're not correct.
Who said it? And you'll never know. You'll never know.
We return to the heart of Avalier, the center of the Meridian Labyrinth. Massive crystal engine. The center of the levitational corona, equidistant from all of the major spell engines.
I should probably get off.
Laren and
I looked up on
Loquacious.
the names.
You appear here having
If
teleported
that occurred, I don't
from
want
combat.
to get spoiled.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you were going straight to the heart, correct? Or were you going to one of the Eldritch batteries?
Battery.
Okay. Both of you arrive at this nearby Eldritch battery. I will say that your mere presence here, having just come from pitched combat, you arrive. Each of you may feel free to mark down a spell slot somewhere in the middle of your spell slot range and absolutely take care of the pack of Kanauthi viciously attacking the Eldritch battery here.
Okay.
You arrive and are able to fully defend this Eldritch battery here. We do not need to run it. These attacks, you can see, do not pack the same power as the one you were just facing above in Dawn's Ledge. Your mere presence here and the spending of a spell slot.
I just beat them with fairy fire, guys.
Incredible.
Fairy fired them, and their heads exploded.
So shiny. What's in that glitter? That good glitter.
That you have permanently saved this one here with that time. We are going to roll for the other Eldritch batteries.
See how many we get?
See how many you get.
I like it.
Don't
you kill my batteries.
The city has 12. You've just protected one, so one of yours is going to be an automatic success. I want to go around and have everybody roll. The difficulty of the roll is 20, but you are adding your highest. You are adding basically a plus 14 to the roll. So on a 6 or higher, you successfully save the battery. The bad thing is if we have 2 batteries go in a row. That's the bad situation.
So you're putting this on us? Like we each are rolling for a battery, and if 2 of us mess up, then they're the bad people?
But it's only it's got to be a 6 or lower, which should be easy.
We should all be able to roll a 6.
Let me be very clear. If you break one of my batteries, Abria will slap you.
I'm
We're
just-
at a table, I can reach you.
I'm just farming out some dice rolling. Otherwise, I'm going to roll 12 times in a row behind the screen.
That's all.
Or 11 times in a row, I should say.
Then you get that. So we each roll twice?
Everybody rolls twice, but we'll go around and announce
Oh,
them.
boy.
Lou, do you want to roll twice for me? You just need a 6 or higher on both.
Okay.
I'm scared. Come on.
All rolls. Don't you dare fuck this up for me.
To throw up.
2 15s.
Woo!
Great.
Both mine at the same time. Both my red dice. A 17 and a 5.
5 is one below. One Eldritch Battery is taken down.
Marisha, did you understand the assignment?
Marisha Ray ruined a battery.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's your turn.
Just scooch a little
If they go to
11 and 14.
Okay,
Maybe
great.
you're
I would say that's
I don't know.
common, but I won't.
Oh, it really isn't though.
That's what my dad said.
Yeah.
Sam, if you'd be kind enough to roll 2 for me.
That sounds
Natural 20.
Yes.
Natural 20.
Give us something. Marisha for that. Let that fix Marisha.
I will give you guys, with those 2 natural 20s, I will give one person remaining a re-roll on one of their dice.
If they don't use it, can it go back?
I just roll once.
You just rolled once.
What has been rolled cannot be.
19.
Incredible. Travis, would you
gonna
go
do
ahead and roll
this?
2 dice?
Well, we only,
That's an 8
Okay.
and a 16.
Amazing!
wow.
So,
Statistically unlikely.
quite unlikely.
Yes, if you want.
I'll excuse myself.
Thank you so much for your.
Thank you. For my, yeah.
See yourself up.
Because you only have jewelry on the one hand.
That's the
Symmetric. Gotta roll with this one.
Yeah, that's
Change
true.
it.
Magic.
So, one of the Eldritch Batteries has been attacked and successfully overtaken, but later repelled. So as you are looking at your gear, your equipment, you can see that one of the 12 has gone offline.
Okay. It's not as bad as it could be. We're still at 11 and 12.
So we can still land? Is that what we're worried about here, or are you worried about your thing?
I'm worried about the whole thing. This is my life's work.
Again, your life's work is landing the city, or this other thing that you've done?
This battery? Oh. Do you have questions about the right?
What is the plan here? You've been working on this thing for years?
Yeah.
To do what? To send the whole city elsewhere?
To be able to travel interplanar with the same ease that we're able to move across Exandria.
But who will... You would have to have everyone in the city agree to this.
I wouldn't do it without letting people know. I just want it to be an option. I thought you would be excited. You could go back to the Fey Realm. We could go anywhere.
I like it here. We have everything we need here. It's prosperous and safe, and, well, it was till today. It just seems so single-minded and, I don't know. They'll know that you've been working on this for years, in secret. How will you maintain your reputation? You'll be vilified and pilloried for this. You've been using city resources for this for years.
To improve the city, to do something that no other flying city will even be able to approach doing in 120 years.
I think it's amazing, but I don't think the 300-year-old people who run this city will be very kind to someone who went behind their back.
They'll understand.
I don't think they will. I've covered stories and stories about wizards who took one step in the wrong direction and were ostracized or worse. And I've done everything I can to make sure that none of us ever get caught in that sort of crossfire. This is a big exposure for you, although now who knows if it even matters.
It matters. We can fix this. We can still land and replenish, and we have hours left before the apogee is over. We can fix this. It's going to be okay. And I know I don't sleep. I meditate for a couple hours a day. So when I say this is all I've thought about for a decade of my life.
I know that is true. It's all that you ever thought about. It's why you missed events. It's why you missed the Maggies, the Evelier Mage Awards that I was given one for my work on exposing.
And I'm proud of you for
yeah,
that.
but you didn't show up to watch me give my speech, did you? You were just hard at work. And then when you eventually did come home, you were like, "What is this thing in the kitchen?" And I was like, "That's my award." Okay. It just didn't.
I don't do this for acclaim. You like the attention. I sit under the ground, never seeing daylight for days at a time, keeping the city afloat. And you're really gonna blame me for not caring about the dumb things we do to appease the idiots that walk across the city that can't think about what could be, just what is. I'm sorry for the ways in which I failed you specifically. I have never wanted to hurt you in any of this, but I don't regret what I've done. But if you think I'm a bad person...
I don't think you're a bad person. I don't want you to get hurt. And I feel like you've put yourself in a position where even I can't protect you.
I don't
Calamity is being, even if she used the
I am the protector of the heart of Avalier and of the city. And
there's no guarantee that she'll find that they'll find a light sling.
We just have to get through a couple more hours.
To keep the city afloat.
Thank you for coming with me.
Thanks for bringing me. I guess we won't probably be alone for a while, so... You look really nice today.
Thanks.
I'd like an Arcana check from you, if I can get it.
29.
As you say, you see reports coming in from Callum. He's at the downed Eldritch battery, the one battery that was, it was in a neighborhood called Okun, which has like a little bit less protection in it because it's an older neighborhood. There were a lot of like temples and stuff there. The Lost Cathedral was there, places like that. It just got overwhelmed and taken down. He reports that in addition to, actually, I'll just say Callum's mask lights up at this moment. And he says, Architect Arcane, I am sorry if I am...
You're fine. Go ahead.
The city's defenses, the Chancellor's Guard, the various automata and spell glyphs were able to repel most of this assault. Chancellor's Guard has been alerted right now. We know that there are malcontents within the city's perimeter, but we've lost 1 of 12. The rest are defended. That accounts for a little over 8% of the city's energy that we've lost. The battery was also defaced. The people who attacked these horrifying, mutilated men, there's some writing here that I'm unable to read.
Can you show me what does it look like?
He sort of gives you something. What languages do you speak?
Let's
gotta be infernal, God's sake.
Draconic, Elvish, and Marquesian.
You know it's not any of those.
Yeah.
There are some names. I think on this high Arcana check, you recognize the script as primordial.
Primordial?
Which is, these are infernal rune-covered people, so that's a bit of a confusing thing. You see, Callum says, if you wish, I have ritually prepared a deciphering of scripts. I can try to...
Please do. Thank you.
I'll send you the message as soon as I have the chance to decipher it.
Okay.
You do the math in your head real quick. You lost 8% of the city's energy earlier tonight with the test for the layrite.
Yeah.
You lost another 8% right now. 25% of the city's energy is necessary for the Drashari tithe. 50% is necessary for for what you wanted to accomplish. Another 20% is spoken for, which was going to, at the beginning of this morning, leave 5% of the city's energy behind for the replenishment.
What does that mean?
Short the tithe. We need to make up the energy.
Callum looks at you and says, "My lady, I will do as I am ordered, but does the Septarian or..."
If this goes badly, you were just following my orders.
No chief artificer has ever under-delivered on the... Very well. We've lost 16%, and that can be made up by shorting the tithe. Thank you, my lady.
You're shorting the tithe.
You know how I feel about the Drashari.
But they'll certainly find out about this.
And what will they do?
I don't know.
A bunch of leave-addled mystics on the ground don't understand.
Yes.
It will be fine.
How? How will it be fine? What are you hoping to accomplish with this?
They don't.
You won't live to see this happen again. So I'm going to get it right. This apogee. I need 50% of the energy that we've stored in the last 7 years.
At least do this smartly. Say that it was someone else. Find someone to blame. I can put out a report that your underling went rogue and did this on his own.
It can't be them.
Why not?
This is my choice. History will remember me.
History is not true, all right? History is whatever people decide to put out into the public. They might never know that you exist unless someone like me tells them. And I can't if you're going against everything that the city stands for.
They don't know it yet, but this is what the city stands for. We took the top of a mountain into the clouds. It was always about reaching. And we're just reaching a little farther. And it's scary, and we have to break rules to do it. But if it works, it will be worth it. It has to be worth it. I'm sorry. I've come too far.
I thought I knew you. You've always wanted this?
I've always wanted to do as much as I can and to leave my mark on the world.
Even if it's a mark of shame?
It won't be. If it works, it won't be. I promise.
All right. When will others find out about this?
When we land, everything that goes into the replenishment fires. We just need to land. And all will be well. It's going to work.
All right. I'll make sure no one reports on anything until we land.
You're going to need to start talking to people right away.
Mm-hmm.
These batteries were attacked all over the city, and if this needs to be quiet for 12 hours, you have people to speak to.
Sure. I'll just... just go about starting to reach out and sending little pneumatic tubes with messages all over the place.
I want you to give me an insight check and a deception check.
Insight 19. Deception 1,000,000.
So, I was asking you to roll an insight and a deception into yourself.
Oh, shit. Oh, the poetry.
Oh,
That's bad.
Unravel that.
You are much better at... You are a man of many faces, and I'd love to know how Loquacious hides from how deep his love is for this person as these messages make their way across the city, because you and I both know it's not the first time that you have protected the person for whom you care.
I'm in everyone that I speak to, I don't mention Leyren's name. And who do we know? Who's a good scapegoat? I'll say that that Dean Hollow has caused a disturbance, but we can't report on it yet because we have to run it up through proper channels, which have been disrupted by various closures of prophecy and various vacancies of positions, and we just need time to formulate things. But I don't mention the Architect Arcane at all, and I also instruct any of my underlings who know where I am or who I am with to keep it hush hush, or they will be immediately terminated.
The position of life.
The language of command, of bending powerful institutions to your will. Many masks cover the inner truth of what you are trying to do.
Do we even know who his patron is?
There are a lot of stories in Exandria of mortals who stumbled their way into the Feywild and fell in love with an enchanting fairy that they met there. But there's one story of a fairy who stumbled into this world and fell in love.
I know.
I'm also going to, if I can, if there's time or if I have the equipment needed, or if I can get somewhere, I'd like to record a message.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like a message to be played upon my disappearance or death or something, where I talk about a great evil that reared its head on the day of our landing, and the powerful forces that tried to keep it quiet, but one voice was strong enough to see through and tell the truth and expose the lies, and that was Leyrin. And I stood in her way and wouldn't let the truth come out because I was afraid that it would worry the citizens too much, and submit my resignation as the herald of Avalier. But I don't release that. It's just it's on a crystal somewhere.
Avalier's greatest reporter, who dedicated his life in the service of the truth, knows the importance of a good lie. And you preserve this story that is very dear to you in Crystal. We are going to move back to Dawn's Ledge.
Actively die.
Feels good, doesn't it?
My love.
Can't always place the goofiest the characters.
We return. In the moments following that combat, the mages lie dead. Xerxes, as you turn your attention back to the ground to counter that spell, by the time you look back, the Arrhenius, who had wounded you, Zartaza, she is shadow on the wind. She's gone.
Yeah.
You are here, and the fireworks subside. In a few moments after that, as you stand, you survey the perimeter. Once again, on your sending stone, Captain Sashara Drake comes over and says, "First night, we have secured all but one of the batteries. I'm getting reports in that everything appears to be safe for the moment. We do not know these individuals. There were some fiends with them, but the guard was able to repel them. We had stores of silver weaponry in case. And do you know who these men were? Who the mutilated?
We're still gathering evidence. I need you to do your part to make sure that you have your people on those sites, gathering any evidence that they can, any notes. I want them to be able to recall anything that any of these individuals have said. Most likely it's going to be in a language they may not understand, so we need to really rely on anything that they can to recall this.
We'll copy it script perfect and get whatever we can to you if it's in a language you don't recognize. They did come with artificer's tools.
Perfect. Just keep me posted on the status.
We'll do first night.
Swooping back down with Tempest back to the party that's still here.
You arrive, Nidus. You are sitting on a swirling vortex of memories that you lanced out of the mind of this mage before killing him. Let me ask. Also, this is your first time upon reconvening from the trip to the Herald's Tome, to the Hall of Prophecy, and to the Magisterium. So you are all gathered. At least one of you who was on each of those missions is here. Right. You land. You have these memories you are holding on to. were able to glean a tremendous amount, but you're holding it in your mind, right? Yeah. What do you do as you gather here on the street?
Telepathic bond is still on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to immediately check in with the 2 that have left just to make sure that they're okay. I just need to hear your voice to make sure you're fine.
Yes, we... Did you die when we left? Or is everyone okay?
Everyone's okay on this end. We'll come back together. We're trying to sort out the aftermath. We'll keep you in the loop.
Real quick, can I see the stars?
You look up and can see the stars as the fireworks fade.
Great. Nidus is just going to be... I've extracted memories from one of the assailants. There is a lot, and I think it will take me a minute once I start to process them. Is there anything we need to discuss?
Do you mind if I store these and record your memories?
Of course.
All right. I pull around my orb and kind of expands, almost looking a little bit like a silver screen, like a projector.
This is
just trying to pull his memories and hold it on the screen.
I'm going to say, Paisha and Nidus, you pull a reel of memories into this orb. This is your entire specialization, the minds of the people of Avalier. And you pull all those memories in there. It's the memories of a very troubled, like insomnia-addled mage. But your orb is powerful enough that you may be able to spot things in this person's memory that even he was not. But it will be sort of up to the dice, essentially.
Kind of just do a little bit of like some cantrip shit. And I don't want to, I don't want to spend a slot.
Cantrips.
But kind of using almost like a calm emotions type of thing to just try and get him to just think purely and calmly.
You are, much like the psychometric chamber earlier, you're essentially recreating the mind of a now dead man in your orb. Powerful magics of the Age of Arcanum. It's going to take you guys a minute to go through all this.
All right.
And I think as the orb begins to glow, you begin to see much. While that's happening, Sarit and Xerxes, is there anything you guys are doing that you'd be able to do immediately, because this is going to take a minute?
Those were fiends.
They were.
A demon.
Devil.
You spoke their language.
What do you mean?
When they were gathering on you, you spoke the same guttural, incomprehensible language.
I don't recall that at all. I told them to stand down.
How is that possible? How could you speak a language you don't know?
Insight.
Let's go. Come on.
24.
Okay.
Your ring is not glowing.
Oh, shit.
No, yeah, seems pretty honest.
Were we there? Did we hear it as well?
Yeah, you all heard it.
Whatever you may say, Xerxes, we heard you speak their language.
Would I know that even if I don't speak Infernal, after having the runes and kind of, would I know that that's Infernal when he was speaking?
The language, yeah. You'd recognize it by sound.
The Hall of Prophecy. Did you learn anything?
Yes.
That's what happened.
The oracles there, who of course aim to touch the divine, have been going mad. Their heads filled with false prophecy and lies.
Who false prophecies determined
Ramblings, by the chief diviner.
False as in?
Babble, nonsense.
So they think.
Things that cannot be true.
Insight check.
Thank you.
Insight check on Nidus.
Deception versus insight.
Deception.
Not trusting people anymore?
What is happening here?
I don't know.
We can't turn against
I'll get to
each
why in
other,
a second.
guys.
This is
22.
inevitable.
20.
22 and 20.
Because he saw it with the prophet saw, right?
You are...
Or the oracle saw.
You're a man who studies the delineation between when someone is being honest and when someone is telling a lie, and you've been doing this for a long time. There are areas off of that scale that are always the most alarming to you. Because sometimes people say something that they know is not true, and sometimes they say something that they believe is. Mm-hmm. But there are things that people say that they don't relate to as being true or false. Right. They relate to as being something deeper. And on a 22, you see Nidus saying it's gibberish, and it's not a statement, it's a plea.
Got it. False prophecy. Loquacious and I went to the Herald's Tome. We found files on Vespin Chloris. Many of these people were involved in speaking about the tree having, what was it? The City of Crows bears the name of trees. They knew about the battery.
The arboreal calyx?
Yes, very same.
I want you to give me an insight check, and I want you to give me deception.
What?
19.
20.
Nidus, however you are holding on to what you heard in the Hall of Prophecy, I think you see Septariate see into you. And however that leaves you feeling, you are seen in this moment by him.
I think the fact that he doesn't press me on it, and that he allows me to continue to hold on to my plea, makes me want to, honestly emboldens me to hold on to it tighter.
The stars are still in the sky. The stars are still in the sky.
Yeah, there's a respect between these stations.
They have not left us yet.
There is one other thing. When Loquacious was in the Herald's Tome and pulling these files, these crystals, there was a section, forgive me, on Evandrin that was entirely empty.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Somebody trying to erase.
There's so much that we don't understand and pieces that are not fitting together.
There is.
You said you saw him in your dream.
I did. Saw him in my dream. He approached the tree that was growing out of the hand of the betrayer god. The tree's blossoms blew on a breeze towards him, and that caused him to vomit and retch in a way that I think I just saw these fiends do in the middle of our confrontation just now. And I know, we know everything is related, but we just do not have all the missing pieces yet.
I would ask Laren if she was here, but she's not.
But she's here.
I'll ask it
Laren, out
anyway.
now.
Do you know if Evandrin ever had access to the battery? To the tree?
Do I know that?
Do you know?
I don't.
He never spoke about it, never mused about it, never wondered, said anything you would recall?
I didn't know that tree was there. I know that he had business to take care of as the first knight. He has tasks and missions that I was not always aware of, but I don't know anything about an encounter that he may have had with that tree.
I believe you.
You said there, like his name was stricken. Like it was stolen or erased.
His name was stricken?
It was the name of the reporter was Elena Tuveris.
That's right.
The woman that Loquacia said he fired. Elena Tavares was her name, and she had a name in her file of crystals, Exandria and Altera. Now, lots of reporters would have a file for Exandria and Altera. He was the first knight for 2.5 years. Having something in a file with a name on it, in Saret's mind, it's the thing that's unusual about it is it would be like seeing a grocery list that said milk, eggs, bread, nothing else.
Yeah.
Somebody's hiding something. Clearly. We have so little time to figure out what is happening.
That's made up. As you might only need, I only go.
What if he's not dead? What if he's something else?
What would that possibly be?
You asked to not remember, and I obliged.
What are you talking about?
We've been friends for decades. I've been around for a long time, and I don't know if I've ever seen a desperation quite like yours when you came to me. You remember coming to me?
I do. I remember coming to you, but I remember that we agreed not to talk about that.
Do you want to talk about it? Is it relevant now?
I was desperate for help. Vandrin was dying, so I came to ask for help to see if there was a cure. I was convinced that this place had a cure.
I'm only bringing it up because it seems relevant.
I didn't know who else to go to. He was slipping away from me, and I knew that somewhere in the scrolls and the information that you had, there had to have been something that you had access to that could have helped him, but we found nothing.
No, we found something. But it's old. It was old magic. Ancient, druidic, primordial. The barriers between life and death with the old god. We knew it was a gamble with the ascension of the Matron of Ravens, and I gave no guarantee it would work. I told you it didn't work, that we found nothing, that it was impossible.
I apologize. But I must ask, what exactly did you attempt?
Yeah.
It is my duty and my purview to keep what knowledge is exposed and spread throughout into Exandria and what knowledge is not. And I hold that title very dear and sacred. But I hold that title. I am the one who holds the key. So, I found a ritual that is considered forbidden by those who make rules. But death has a new owner over the past century or so. It was a risk. But it didn't fail in a way that was anticipated. It didn't fail in a way that felt like the snuff of Arcanum when you're blowing out a candle. It was as if the candle suddenly
blew up.
It never existed.
Is this in the group chat?
What? I came to you and I asked you for help, and then we decided to do this. And you're saying it...
I've never done anything like that before. I didn't know what to expect, and I still don't know what exactly happened.
But it worked.
I don't know.
Aisha,
Yes.
you've never locked anything away without keeping a hold of the key in case you needed it again. If you wish to return Xerxes' memory to him, you may.
Oh my god. Is this in the group chat?
Oh no, is this in the group chat? Are our microphones on?
We're off.
Did we mute our Zoom?
We're off just hanging out.
Yeah. Aren't you guys having like a cute divorce moment?
Shut up! Yeah. What are you doing Friday night?
There's a lot of truths that need to be revealed and a lot of people holding secrets, and I think that we all need to be together and just put everything on the table. We have to do it quickly.
The illumination is your choice, but...
I want to know. I want to know why I don't know. Was it your decision?
It was yours.
Oh, shit. Oof. Oh, shit. Now is the time. The city is under attack.
The city's under attack.
And this whole time, I'm also still like holding my globe, siphoning, like doing. We're at 98%.
Multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking.
If you wish to be together, Laren has just as much of a right to this knowledge as you do.
I'm gonna get into the group chat. Laren, we need to come together immediately. There's some information about Evandrin that is about to be shared that I wasn't aware of that I think you should probably hear. It's all gonna help us understand what our next move is. It's another part of the connective tissue about all of this. We all have to come together immediately.
Can I make an insight check? Does he know?
No.
Give me an insight check.
No, everybody out here. Does he know? Clearly, he does not.
Dirty 20.
He doesn't know.
Okay. And I want to go and grab.
I'm going to say you guys reconvene. Do you want to reconvene back in the street corner? Do you go back to Gallimore?
Should we go down towards the core?
Yeah, you can come down here. That's
Okay.
fine.
We'll go there.
Head underground.
You head underground into the Meridian Labyrinth. You go down.
there.
Captain Drake. Captain Drake has taken all of her guards. She's fanning out over the city.
Okay.
Like right now, it's being kept quiet. There's still revelers. You can still hear the music coming from Excelsior Plaza, but some people know that battery went down. That neighborhood is losing power. It's in the bottle for a second, but maybe the time is coming fast. You gather in the Meridian Labyrinth. You're in a long hallway. It is a triangular hallway, like a flat floor, and then sides that come in, runes all along, coursing electricity, ether going through cables of copper and glass. You convene.
Before they can I try can I pitch you on something very cheeky and stupid?
Yeah, do it.
You mentioned the little battery on my hip that grabbed that ether when I successfully counterspelled. Can I try to give that to Quay when he's not looking and give him a spell slot back?
Yeah, you can do that. That spell slot, will say you could also put into the etheric net itself if every drop counts, unless you want Quay to have it.
It's like that.
None of this matters if he doesn't make it.
You slip it into his pocket. Before they arrive, Callum gets back to you. My lady, we had a difficulty deciphering the words until we realized that they were not words. The writing in Primordial it was our names. I don't know of what, but they're proper nouns. Raushan and Kamort.
Okay, those don't mean anything to me, but thank you.
You all convene. As you convene together, the orb is ready, but there is this to contend with as well. You have the ability, as you reconvene in this hall, this sort of antechamber. Fly. Pesha, you may return this memory whenever you wish.
Are you ready?
I'm not ready. Because it isn't just about this memory, it's about a number of things that we need to all put on the table. I want us all to speak the truth, plainly. We are the Ring of Brass, and they use that name to mock us. But we know what that really means. And I believe some of them actually do as well. The time is not for secrets anymore. I cast Zone of Truth.
Ooh. And anyone who wishes may resist, or you may...
I choose to fail. Please, friends.
You choose to...
Oh, I choose to fail my own Zone of Truth. It's not the
Yeah,
time.
Roll a natural 20.
Will
You
people
resist.
know if you fail, or
Yes.
if you attempt to fight it?
They will. You will know if
I'll know if they fail.
You'll know if they fail.
What's the DC?
What's that?
What's the DC?
The DC is...
I believe 18.
It's 18. Charisma, 18.
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
Charisma?
Yes.
I just want to see.
Saving throw?
That's poetic. Natural 1.
Natural 1.
A little shook.
Pesha fails. Zone of Truth, Zone of Truth. You failed. Success. What did Nidus get?
Nidus will fail.
Nidus will fail.
I rolled a 30.
Do I know who resisted and who chose to fail?
Well, if you know who failed, it seems like you would know who didn't.
Yes, I would know who didn't.
So let me just double check here.
I'm just curious if I know.
You know
who
what? Yeah, you know
resisted.
whether each creature succeeds or fails. So you know that they have succeeded, which is information in and of itself because you know people can submit to the spell.
I know.
Yeah.
The zone persists.
Mm-hmm.
What are you hiding?
I do not like being compelled.
I'm not. You're not being compelled. You're being.
No, that's what the spell
Xerxes,
is.
the city is under attack. I understand your desire for clarity, but we need to be working together. And if people would like to withhold certain personal information, that should be all right. I apologize that this is not a moment in which we can all be forthright, but there is business that needs to be done. And I apologize that it cannot be handled in a manner that you enjoy.
Xerxes stops and looks at Nidus. You're my oldest friend.
And you are mine.
And I owe you a great deal, and I don't think I ever recall you speaking to me in this tone.
No.
If it means that much to you for me to let this go, then I will. And let's move forward then together.
We are here.
We are here.
Do whatever you need to do.
You move forward, the zone standing. Your friend's words cut, but I think carry more value than gold, because you know that your friend speaks, and I will say without having to roll that you know that your friend's failure was intentional, and he wished you to know that he spoke the truth. Pesha.
That's enough for me. Okay.
Another experiment was happening.
these years. One of my own. If the matron of ravens can do it, so can't we all. And I snap, and you see a little string of white wisp come from my orb. It wraps around Paisha's finger. She delivers it back, and you can see it go into Xerxes' temple.
Reflected in Paisha's orb, such that all can see. But for Xerxes, you see in your mind where this memory first came. A night of desperation. You didn't go to Paisha when the time was there only to save Evandrin, when he finally vanished, when his body disappeared. Would you have stopped at death? No.
I wouldn't have ever stopped.
And you didn't. You didn't stop after death. You went to Paisha and asked for magic that could bring someone back. That night, you offered everything you had. You offered whatever it would take to bring him back. You know that Paisha did every step of that ritual perfectly. Candles in a dark sanctum, a spell of true resurrection, powerful enough that not even a fraction of the body would be needed. The name alone would carry from death to life. The candles did not even flutter. The words were spoken, and nothing happened. And you had to admit that you had done everything you could, and that was too much for you to bear.
It was enough.
Because I failed.
You didn't fail. It was one of the few moments that the Ring of Brass could not determine her own fate. And I do not accept that.
Paisha, normally, I would ask for some kind of roll, an arcana check, something of that nature. I don't ask for it when players stone cold guess. What's the simplest explanation for why a resurrection would fail?
They're somewhere else.
Because they're not dead.
The voice you heard speaking to you with pride, it was Evandrin.
Just as the matron's name has been stricken throughout all of recorded history, if you're saying the same holds true for Evandrin, perhaps we didn't fail. It worked.
Where is he then?
I don't know, but we might be able to find him. Can't you see?
Right. When I tried, I did everything right.
Don't say.
No,
Don't tell them.
Please, please.
I don't know what happened.
Layrin, give me a chance. Please.
Sorry. He agreed to it, and he's a friend, and the first night, he agreed to go. When we were trying to jump, I did everything perfectly. I was perfect, and it worked. I don't know what happened.
You sent Evandrin.
To a different plane.
Where did you send him? You sent him to
Which
where
plane? You
want
know.
us to go?
I wanted us to be able to go anywhere. I started with the celestial plane.
That's where he is?
He came back. He came back and he was fine until he wasn't.
You anchored his soul.
There are very few things in this world I don't know.
Sarah.
Sickness on the mortal form. It doesn't matter anymore.
It wasn't your fault. It was an accident, right?
What are you talking about? What do you mean it doesn't matter? He's not mortal, or I'm not sure.
We separated his consciousness, his pure essence, his being.
You did that.
I didn't do that.
You did that, and you now recognize that that's why what we tried didn't work.
That's exactly what I think.
It's the tree. The tree of names. If that vision you saw was true,
I think it is.
then the calyx is the reason it didn't work, and the calyx is the reason it's pulling power. Those druids are keeping this magic from happening, from being perfected. It was perfect. It was supposed to work. They're interfering. And they're trying to draw magic away.
To keep us.
To stop us.
You think he's in the tree?
I want to go to this tree. I want to go to that calyx.
Well, perhaps we'll have a choice. And at this point, I once again throw my sphere and it kind of poof, pops up an even bigger little projector screen in front of all of us. And I start playing back Nidus's memories that he stole.
All of you watch the orb alight, and a stream comes from Nidus's mind as Pasha holds it aloft. You begin to go into the memories of this mage. You are in a maze of this man's mind, recreated from Nidus's memory of it in this orb. I will ask you to command what knowledge you seek to wrest from this. It will not simply play out. You must investigate. You must look for what you need to find.
I will say, I think the memories I was hoping to pull were specifically ones in which this mage was hearing information from Loris. Is it Loris?
Mm-hmm.
Loris, or the Dean Hollow.
Lycretia, yeah.
Lycretia. Any information where they were speaking to them or being told things by them. Any reference to Vespin Chloris. And any location that they were to be. I think those three. That's enough. Off the top of like Vespin Chloris, and then and anything about the replenishment or what orders being given. But I think those would come from Dean Hollow and Loris. So those are the two big ones.
Amazing. Give me. You can do Arcana or Investigation, and we'll do it one question at a time. Give me the first thing you want to look for.
Assist
You can
him?
absolutely give the help action here.
Right. Okay.
I would
As I'm
like-
scrubbing through the timeline.
Discussions they had with Dean Hollow,
Give me a
Lucretia
roll.
Hollow, Arcana. Natural 17 for 28.
You begin to go through bits and pieces. You see, like, it's mostly Lucretia talking. You don't see much of Loris in here. But perhaps this guy is so far down the chain that, you see Lucretia interacting with Micah Cormorant, the deceased magister. You see that having defeated him, that appears to be the way that all the Canalthi were brought into the city. So that means that despite how much danger you are all in, at least one thing has been that the means of bringing more Calamity into the city has been eradicated. Magister Coramar is dead. You see that he exposed the old Porter's Guildmaster to ensure that there wouldn't be an active Guildmaster of the Porter's Guild during this time period.
My God.
And that he's been ferrying Calamity into the city for more than a week.
Wow. Wow.
You see him speaking. You see Lucretia speaking about Pervon Sewell and saying something along the lines of inviting him to this thing and saying he must be prevented from aiding in what is to come in Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim.
In Vasselheim. You see him speaking like another thing. She's in another room. All of this is fragments. Some of it's not even conversations he's having with Lucretia. It's just things he's present in the room for. Yeah. The cultist that was disguised as one of Lucretia's Hadmedads was supposed to get the blood that the Aranius got. That was supposed to happen earlier, and they had to improvise and figure something else out. You see both the Aranius and the Horned Devil, both of the devils that you fought, vomiting bile upon the Calamity summoned them and vomiting bile again, and you see blossoms floating past them. You see them arriving. This guy went searching in the Meridian Labyrinth for artifacts headed to the arcane furnace to be melted down, and got there too late after they'd already been pulled by the eyes of Avalier. You see that this guy was one of the people that was sent to go try to find them before that happened, which is why they needed to get that. There's something about needing those tools of Vespens. You see, this is just lots of.
Sorry.
No, it's great.
I feel like I'm making you do the third act moment where they're like, wait, it was him all along. He was there. Kaiser Soze.
You see that there's a short conversation that he has that Lucretia's not even talking. It's one of the Calamity talking about that their brethren are also supposed to attack the giant slumber, which is the headquarters of the Gaudrishari. So there's also an attack that's supposed to happen tonight down in Cathmoira.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Just be us.
Wow. On Vasselheim.
Well, yeah, and that's another thing, too. I think, Sarah, as you're watching this play out, it's like Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells, Lord of Hells. And you see, every once in a while, Lucretia will mention something happening somewhere else in Exandria. You don't think the Lord of the Hells is the only betrayer god working somewhere on the world right now.
So there's an attack going on right now.
In Cathmoira, presumably. There are two big things left. Give me an insight check with advantage.
I won't lie, my iPad has died. So these are all I know. This is 12.
Yeah, we got chargers.
Plus 12, yeah.
We got chargers.
This is
Can we fly in a charger?
Fly in a charger. 27.
Here's another iPad.
Thanks. iPads on iPads.
We are generic tablet devices.
Oh, excuse me. Apologies. Great, glad to have
Yes.
You see a conversation from longer ago, earlier this year. This guy doesn't look as haggard in this memory, doesn't feel as haggard. Like his memory is of him having more energy and more life force. He is watching the end of a conversation between Paisha and Lucretia Hollow. Lycretia is a member of the Ring of Silver, and the Keeper of Scrolls works within the umbrella of the Octothurge, within the umbrella of the academic structure. A short, very polite conversation concludes between Paisha and Lycretia Hollow. In the memory of this mage, you hear him say, "My lady, I can't help but notice your rather obvious disdain for the Keeper of Scrolls." And you hear Lycretia Hollow say, "Oh, am I that obvious in my disdain? I must say, she's more of a merchant than the Guildmaster of the Golden Scythe is. I mean, she doesn't trade in gold, but rather her grandfather's name."
Oh, double shade. Double shade.
You see, he says, you see that the mage speaking says, the mage speaking says, "Well, certainly I think the Guildmaster would rather take offense at that comparison. There's nothing wrong with trade, after all, my lady. And he is, as I understand it, rather close with the Lady Porco." And you see she turns to him and says, "If he knew what I knew about the Archmage Porco." You see, and Paisha, you are watching Nidus watch this memory. You are all watching this in the room together.
I'm not hiding it.
You see this mage says, "I beg your pardon?" Lycretia says, "The orrery? The Sorcerer's University?" She's got him wrapped around her finger. You see that the mage shrugs. He says, "How do you mean?" And she says, "Let's just say that the Septarian gets what it wants." And that memory concludes.
Your Eminence. Paisha failed the zone of truth.
Mm-hmm.
Your Eminence, what is it that the Septariate wants?
Nidus, I have always been transparent.
Yes.
With Avalir's quest for knowledge, talent, prodigies. I went to the Septarium. I begged them to fund the Sorcerer's School and tried to convince them to place locations in various cities across Exandria. I could not get that approval, but when I framed it in a way to convince them that it would only benefit Avalir and our future to bring these talented minds, the most gifted from across all of Exandria, to Avalir, it would only enhance and benefit our society. That's what got them to approve the project.
That I understand. Of course. In our conversations, I understood it could not simply be charity. But,
Yes.
All right.
I did genuinely try to speak from an honorable position. And this was the compromise. And I apologize if it comes across as deceitful or arrogant. But
problem. Oh, sorry.
frame anything for the good of Avalir, and you might be able to get it.
Paisha, there's a memory you could share in this moment as we are diving deep into this, if you wished, of a conversation where you were as valiant as you could be speaking to Loris of the Weaver's Mask. If you wished to share it, you could.
I'll ask Nidus. If you wish to see it, not through my perspective, but as it was, without any skewed, mistaken memory. I can show it for you. But I also do not feel as if I have to defend myself to one of my closest friends, unless you wish to see it.
Given all that is happening, that you offer is enough for me. Are there any other questions? Thank you. Are there any other questions we might seek to decipher from these memories?
There's one final one. And I'm going to need either perception or investigation checks from everybody here. And the DC is going to be 25.
Come through, everyone.
25.
I can't get any of that without nat 20, so I'm looking at you.
Perception or investigation?
Perception or investigation. You start moving through the last memory. As you move through, you see Lycretia speaking to this Archmage, saying, "Remember, we go to the helm. We must destroy the helmswoman, Akami Ro. We must destroy her, because by the time they reach the Wild Mother's embrace, it will have been too late. We must prevent them at all costs from reaching the embrace of the Wild Mother." And you remember Vespin saying
they
that.
can't risk having
A 30 investigation.
by even a single prime deity.
Timing.
So far, it's only the underlings.
Always comes back to that for you.
In order for this work,
Why did Akami Ro die moments after she started the protocol to descend the city? Why was it that close, that quick? If they wanted the city to stay in the air, if they didn't want you guys to reach the ground, then why wouldn't they kill Akami Ro earlier, days ago? Why wouldn't they kill her? And you think about the fact that Vespin Chloris, when he launched himself from the mirror, what did he say to you? He said, "You will never reach the Wild Mother's embrace in time." You took it as he said it, but who's that stupid? Why would he tell you exactly what you were supposed to try and do to thwart him? Why would he give you your finish line? You look up at that memory, something's wrong. Something's wrong with that memory in the recording.
The one that we just saw.
The one you just saw. Lycretia Hollow never said that, and you've never been more certain of anything in your life.
Oh my god.
Would I, with my abilities, be able to tell if someone's memory has been altered?
On a 30 investigation, when Sarah points that out, give me an Arcana check with advantage.
24.
The memory's been altered, and Lycretia Hollow did it. Lycretia changed one of this mage's memories. Changed it to her saying something about the Wild Mother's embrace, but she said something else originally. Wasn't that?
Can I modify the memory of a dead person?
Ooh,
no. Can we scrape off the...
Scrape, like, try to get deep?
Yeah, can we
do some fucking shit! Yeah, make it happen! How is it...
It's so weird, too. Like, why would she die...
Brain?
If they're not supposed to get there in time, why would you kill them when you got just close enough?
Yeah.
I think they must need us. They must need us to engage, or the replenishment must need to happen. The timing, if what you say is true, it would suggest that these processes need to happen, and then once they have initiated, then they act. So it would seem possibly that they want us to land. But then why would they make such a point of the opposite?
Arcane Architect, if the city is disabled above Kath Moira, what happens?
if the city is disabled above Cathmoira such that it stops descending, so from the helm's been sundered, and it's a protocol. The city is on its way to landing.
It's moving, right?
It's moving. You're slowly descending.
Slowly, right?
Slowly. There is a way, theoretically, to stop this. What Sarah is driving at is this. If you burned through all the energy you've got, or something like 40% of it, 60%, some huge percentage, you have to try it, you could kill the descent. You could. You could stop the city from touching down. What this would mean is that for the first time in 292 years, Avalier would not touch down for the replenishment. And there are an enormous amount of contracts you would immediately default on. There's no guarantee that the Septarian would even allow it, and if they discovered that it was happening, it could constitute treason. If you acted on your own and just killed the engines, it could be construed as treason, and you'd miss your shot.
Can we unmodify the memory? Is that, Paisha, is that at all possible?
Oh, yes. Greater restoration.
I would just, yes, it would be a combination of restoration and almost like a...
we don't have the body here, right? We just have the memory?
We only have the memory, but...
But it might not even matter. We know what...
Memories are tangible figments. They exist.
But it might not even matter. If we know that this memory was modified, we can just pretty much guess as to what it was modified from.
We know they want us to land.
Yes.
They killed the Hemmelswoman, so it's on autopilot. It will do that.
But if they don't want to, if they want to drain
the batteries, but maybe they didn't succeed.
Is it all just a feint to suggest that, so that we...
Speed us along?
Yes, to make us go faster?
Or to make us continue on the path that we're supposed to be on. The status quo.
They want us to think that landing the city is the most important thing.
It's the safest and quickest thing to do.
They want to bring back the betrayers. And that's a way to do it, whatever it is.
It's through the replenishment, through that injection.
We already know that there are attacks happening globally.
If we don't land, I mean, we're all finished. But also, shouldn't we warn the rest of the world that this is happening?
Yes. If they're not aware of it
Cathmoira,
yet.
if there are going to be attacks, we could save lives.
We need to warn them.
Broadcast it.
I was considering scrying on my brother to see he's the all-called and would be a person of influence.
Yes.
We're gonna do it. I'll burn a 5th level spell slot. I'm gonna scry on my brother.
You scry on your brother, and you see that he is at a dinner table, enjoying. It's like now it's like 2 o'clock, or it's like 2 or 3 in the morning now. You see, he's still up, sort of writing by candlelight. He's just going to probably, it's the eve of the replenishment. He's probably going to stay up all night just because, and you don't see anything. You don't see chaos or anything like that. You know that the site of the Druid's Grove is on the other side of the ring from the All-Called's home, so he's miles away.
Mm-hmm. The Giants thing is...
The Giant Slumber is a sacred site within Cathmoira.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look like anyone's alerted him. You don't see anything else happening like that.
Can anyone send an ending spell to my... Can we watch him go check on the Giants Grove? It would take him too long to get there.
Honestly, you guys are progressing your descent enough. It'd be faster for you guys to get there flying.
And just from a position perspective, are we still traveling down and to meet?
No, you
Or are we
moved all
directly
the way,
above?
and are now descending, going straight down.
I ask my question again. Is there anything that would cause the city to fall from the sky?
As it was doing.
Are there defaults? Are there redundancies? We are now directly above the Wild Mother's embrace.
You only lost one battery.
Is this
We have
an
enough to
assault?
land.
Is this a way to
I need 50% of the power that we've gathered to attempt to finish the astral layrite.
And that would transport the entire city elsewhere.
It would
Maybe.
allow us to have a new ley line to other planes.
But it wouldn't immediately take us somewhere?
No, we have things to do on the ground. That's not a lie. I just don't care about being on the ground.
Give me an Arcana check.
20. 30.
So here's what you know. What Septariate said. Can we stop the city? Can we stop the city in the air? Yeah, that's doable. That's doable. But you know the cost that comes at.
Yeah.
You have time. It's about, in between 2 or 3 in the morning right now. This thing's not going to land until 10 minutes before sunrise. You've learned more about the arboreal calyx in the past day than you've known in your entire career as the Architect Arcane. Maybe there's a solution. There might be something clever. There might be something you could do that would answer the energy problem. You think it might be worth figuring out or finding out, because it might be worth uncovering that memory more if there's more information in there, if you can scrape that top layer off somehow. But on a dirty 20 Arcana check, there's something that these entities still need. They're still grasping for something. Why did they grab those thoughts from Septariate in the fight? Why did they get this blood from Xerxes? They're still scrambling too.
I'm trying.
How does your ring work?
My ring lights up in the presence of deception or a lie.
I'm lying to you. I know how to stop it.
Oh.
I just don't want to yet.
Jumping this layrite. I'm going to ask questions because I'm not an arcane user. So I'm trying to play big league with you guys now. Do we have to be docked to do it with Kath Moira?
Yes. None of this works if we don't dock. Whatever replenishment needs to happen.
Yes was all I needed. Evandrin, he went to this other place, came back, and was never the same again. Yes or no?
Yes.
And you want to send this entire city with our families to that place at that risk?
Yes.
I leave.
Septariate leaves. Septariate, give me a perception check, and I'm going to let you know something as you're leaving.
Ooh, that's 31.
31.
At 18. As our promises. If this is that tree, we cannot be the ones who break it.
Because why?
I don't know. It's prophecy. I don't want to believe it. I do not believe it to be true. But if there's even a chance that it could be, we cannot. You cannot.
You shared the prophecy with us.
No. This is the first you are hearing it.
He just said it was false, or wanted it to be.
What did the prophecy say about the tree?
I'll recite the prophecy.
Go ahead and recite it for us.
The stars are leaving us. Our hands cannot reach. The limbs of the tree can no longer scribe the name of our deliverance. We will soon be as broken as our promises. Avalier shall fall. All shall fall. And from our folly will the hand that forged the world banish themselves from the broken thing that we have made.
Laren, you don't hear any of that. In the branches of the tree, you see the frightened face of the friend you sent away. And gone. He's stuck, just like your toy.
I can get him.
I don't see that.
Oh. I do not care about prophecy. If you do not want me to do this, you will have to stop me. And I try to pull away from his grasp.
I'm gonna hold on.
I am gonna need the people in this room to roll initiative.
It's always bad. Yeah. It's a mediocre death.
Did anyone roll above a 20?
22.
Quay, you go first. You see Nidus holding hard onto Laren's wrist.
Nidus will see my eyes flash red and my face turn devilish and my voice drop an octave and I say, "Unhand her!" And I will cast Fey Presence. Wisdom saving throw of 18, or else be frightened of me.
That one goes fully off the table. That is a 21.
You hold on. It's above 21. Anyone roll initiative between a 15 and 20?
19. I cast Silvery Barbs.
Silvery Barbs to change that?
Make him re-roll?
Roll
Make
again.
him re-roll. Roll again.
And I give myself advantage with the other half of that.
Holy shit.
And I just turn and say at the same time, "Let me go."
We have popcorn.
That is only gonna be a 6.
So he will be frightened of me.
Is he within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
You can't be frightened.
I'm sorry. The BDE is real strong right now.
Incredible. Whoosh, whoosh. Okay, Patient, you're next to go. You watch these two sides quickly. Loquacious and Laren and Xerxes and Nidus. It is your turn next.
Choose wisely.
I
But choose.
am currently not interested in these timely squabbles that will not matter in 10 years, 5 years, maybe even a day's time. What I am interested in is what information this tree holds. And if it is the tree of names, I want to know what names it holds. And if there is some way to determine that if it, the purging of Evandrin's name, of the Raven Queen's name, any other name, what information has been lost and is in this tree. So I'm going to approach it. Touch it? I'm gonna touch it, And then.
You're
gonna
casting
destroy the
spell. You're not trying to touch the tree.
You're looking at the tree in a really.
Oh, that's fine.
This is a long ass casting time.
Yes.
This is a long ass casting time, but
That's
it's the
six.
Age of Arcanum.
Oh yeah.
Some sort of whatever would be an appropriate way to do legend lore here. I want to extract any type of legend or story that I have, any knowledge from this tree, while they're distracted.
In the chaos?
In the chaos. I don't care about this shit.
Give me a wisdom saving throw disadvantage. No, sorry. Charisma. Charisma saving throw disadvantage.
Are you within 10 feet of me?
No, she walks up to the tree.
She walks up to the tree.
Walks up to the tree.
I had taken 2 steps forward, but I don't think I'm close enough.
It's bad. The disadvantage. 12.
It's only
12. You walk up, touch the tree, ask it for names. Emir Porco. The last person who touched this tree was your grandfather, and you see him reach out to touch it and hear a voice saying, "Unhand it!" as a towering ursine form. The great leader of the Gaudrashari when this tree was first placed. You see the tree of names. What has it been doing? The tree is a wall. The tree is a gate. The tree is a pen. Scribing blossoms, ley lines, writing the names. Petals falling all over Exandria. This was our bargain, Emir. You move back out. All of you watch her touch the tree and see you see Paisha's hair stretch out behind her, her eyes consumed with fire. She is rooted to the tree as though it is trying to draw her in and falls back out. That is your turn. We move down in the initiative order. Who got in between a 10 and a 15? Anyone?
I got a 10.
12. That's going to be, you were going to go next, Nidus.
Okay. So Paisha hand still on Laren. All of this. And then Paisha shoots back. Is Paisha still attached to the tree, or is Paisha on the
Paisha
ground?
is attached to the tree. You can see Paisha has asked for knowledge from... Paisha has put her mouth to seek from the fountain of knowledge, and what has come forward from that is beyond oceans, vaster than anything. You see her mind is reeling as she taps into a vein of something grander and older and more profound than time.
We went the way back.
Wild. Can I make an insight? Okay, that's
sure. We went back to 0.
I'm fighting. I'm watching. I'm trying to fight 2 of my best friends right now in front of a tree that's teaching my other friend information we don't understand. Can I make an insight check to see if Laren is still on still on her bullshit, even given the reaction to Paisha's, even seeing what Paisha has done?
I mean, this tree you already hate appears to be eating your friend alive. I think no. I mean,
You hear the spell slot click up, like click, fifth level.
Wow.
Just chambers in a shotgun.
I am keeping my hand on Laren. I keep my sword sheathed. I do not understand what this is. We cannot meddle with these sorts of things. And I'm going to cast hold person at a 3rd level.
On
both of you.
At 3rd level.
Love to see it.
And
of course.
I have advantage when I am targeted by a spell attack.
This is not a spell attack, it's a saving throw. Do you still have advantage?
Yeah,
Yes, absolutely.
whenever I'm targeted by a thing.
I am going to spend 3 sorcery points to cast a heightened spell.
Okay.
So you guys have
disadvantage
on this.
Okay, so Advantage and disadvantage cancels out.
Straight roll.
Straight roll.
You have advantage also because of your silvery barbs.
But unfortunately, no matter how much advantage you pile up, one disadvantage. They.
So I have disadvantage. She just has a straight roll.
You have disadvantage. She has a straight roll.
And this is a what save?
Wisdom 18.
I'll also point out, Laren, that you have line of sight on him as he's casting a spell too.
She already used a reaction.
My reaction? No, he's
silvery barbs.
my
That's
reaction.
right. Yeah, use your reaction. So it's a straight roll.
That's it.
Oh, wait. Oh, are they within 10 feet of me?
Yes, they are, and you're broadcasting your aura. So this is +5 on saves.
That's fully cocked.
But like,
His cologne's real
shit, who's my ally right now?
Come on, Sam, you got this. It's for us.
I
Both of you?
I don't want
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got
them
a
to
1
hurt
and
the
a 5.
Oh! Sorry, what happened, Luis?
Doesn't matter. We
It doesn't matter.
failed.
Okay.
Wait, do I
Okay.
get the plus? What's the plus?
The +5.
Still short. With the 16.
Bro.
Nidus, it's a hold person on both of them. Boom! You watch them both freeze. You reach deep into something something powerful inside of you. Boom! They are both held. Any bonus action from you?
You flex.
I flex. No, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I don't want to do offensive shit. It feels wrong.
They're both of them are taken care of right
Which part feels wrong? You mean the tree that's trying to suck the other person in? Talking about the beginning of time?
It's all too much. Which part feels wrong? Nidus is in attack mode, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna use my bonus action to sack a second level spell slot and get 3 sorcery points back.
Cool. Hell yeah.
And then I'm not taking my eyes off the two of you.
No.
I know better. But yeah.
You got a 10, you got a 12?
I got a 10.
You got 10, you got
I got a 10.
10. Okay, who has the higher dexterity here?
Definitely not me. I mean,
+2.
Yeah, you got
+2. Laren, at the end of your turn, you may make another wisdom saving throw.
How in
What in the
Never again. It's gone forever.
I love it. I truly love it. Okay, Xerxes, it's you.
I'm getting a flash of what Sarah said about what was right. Didn't you tell us that something was in somebody's pocket?
The birch bark's in her pocket.
Yep.
I'll let you guys do with that what you will.
I'm grabbing it.
Grab it. You grab it. I'm going to say just give me a flat investigation just to read it as quickly as you can.
Holy shit.
It's all good.
10.
10. You begin to read, and just you see something wrong is happening with Paisha in the tension of the moment. You look at it, and it's something. The Drashari, they're saying something about we cannot tell you what it does. We do not trust what she would do. We cannot trust you. That's all. You just see the word trust. You just see the word trust. And they're talking about the calyx. They're talking about the tree. That's your turn. It takes a while. You're in the middle of pitched combat. You're trying to read this scroll.
Yeah.
We go back to the top. Loquacious, give me another wisdom saving throw.
Yes. Don't fear your power. I fully thought I would be you in this campaign.
I love
you
it.
give me one fucking prophecy.
I fucking love it. I love it.
17 unless I get to add his extra.
I'm going to say in this moment, yes. I'm going to say you do. I'm going to say you do.
But wait. Can I gather that their intentions are to harm the tree? I mean, because I know that you're defending her, and do I gather that her intention is to harm the tree?
Your magic. I'm gonna, and people can yell at me on the internet if they want to. I'm gonna ask you. Your abilities do not stem from intellect. They are not you're not an intelligence-based caster.
Yeah.
This is extended.
From an inherent relationship to the
wording, the rules as written are it extends to your allies. That's what it says. It extends to your allies. Do you consider them to be your allies?
I do.
Yes. So there you go. So Loquacious, that 17 becomes a 22, correct? You, at the end of your turn, you are no longer held.
Good move.
Thank you.
But I will fucking end you.
Pesha, on a 19, you are looking to the tree. You see, you're looking in deeper and deeper, right? You see Emir. You see this thing at the end. You see your grandfather take his hand off and say, "What? I'm not allowed to touch this most important engine of my city." And you see that this Ursine form changes back into an Earth Genasi man who just looks and says, "Emir, I beg of you. We have given as much as we can. This will be a boon to the world. Just," and you see Emir says, then tell me. And you see this druid look. Pesha, what are you looking at in this moment?
What am I looking at in this moment? I already know my grandfather's intentions because his blood runs through my veins and I know mine. What does the druid know that we do not?
We move from there. As we move from that moment, we go down to the initiative order. Pesha, you push in farther. We get down, I believe it is Nidus again. Yes? Nidus, you go again.
I am focused on holding Laren.
Okay.
I look to Loquacious, and I say, "Loquacious, please, I live not for prophecy, but I live for Avalier. And if Avalier is in danger, if this tree, if its death, its damage, could forsake our city, we cannot touch it. Please."
I don't know what to do.
My full focus, I'm not interested in harming Loquacious. I'm only interested in maintaining the hold person on Laren. I've got as many social points as I need to do the stuff I want to do. I guess I will ready.
If this ends up with one of having to miss that
You know, hey, you ever been 4 hours and 45 minutes into an episode and then started doing PvP and then you were like, I don't know. I'm not gonna ready an action.
No rest.
My one goal is to continue to hold person on Laren. Loquacious can live his life, whatever he needs to do. I am just making eye contact, pleading eye contact with Laren's paralyzed body.
Your full focus is on speaking to Loquacious and holding on hold person, right? So, as you are concentrating fully on that, give me perception with disadvantage.
You hear Zaret's voice kind of, "How's it going, guys?"
Guys, I've been thinking about. Yeah.
I want to apologize.
Yes.
I really feel bad about it. Guys?
10. On a 10, as you hold this with all your might, trying as hard as you can, this is exactly why you do not hear. Within the confines of the Meridian Labyrinth, no harmful spells will be cast upon the Architect Arcane. Dweomer, walking into the room, extends a hand and is going to do and is going to cast Disintegrate on you.
Wait, turn on your.
And as a Clockwork Soul Sorcerer, she is going to heighten spell. She walked in and saw a hold person, and she's got detect magic active.
No, wait.
For cover. Put your hands behind your head.
Can I have advantage on this if I roll from down here?
The boatman waits, my friend.
We doing this?
You're rolling me a con save with disadvantage.
Okay.
With disadvantage.
Con save with disadvantage. Yeah.
This is a spell? Is he within 10 feet of me?
He's within 10 feet, yeah, for sure. He's got the +5.
Get Luis a t-shirt that says.
Is he within
You
a
have
+5?
just down. Everybody's always like, oh, yeah. I feel good.
Brandon, I need you to rule. I need you to make this decision because I can't because I'll cheat.
Yeah. Go for it.
Is my sword drawn?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think so either. Damn it.
Okay, so what's happening?
You're rolling me a con save with disadvantage.
Okay.
You have disadvantage and you still get a +5.
So I have a +5. I have a +5 from you.
Yes.
I have a +8 to con saves.
Yep.
+13.
Yep.
No problem.
23.
Ooh.
Or excuse me, 22.
22. Okay, amazing.
That's a lot of dice.
I'll do it.
No, it's happening. You need to call that shot now.
I'm gonna counterspell it. Yeah, you said heighten all kinds of stuff, and I only have one little itty bitty counterspell, but I'm not gonna listen. I can't.
Hell yeah.
I want my girl to succeed.
I hear you.
Die. Thank you.
Travis, no! All right, we are going to find a way to resolve this. I am going to say, right now that...
We're gonna burn all of our stuff on each other.
First of all, give me just a D20. I want to make sure that you are, because
reading.
she's casting this at the outside of her range. She cast it as soon as she could, which means that if you're on the wrong side of Nidus, she's out of your range. So we're just going to make it an even coin flip.
Okay.
You want an 11 or higher, just roll a D20.
19.
Okay, so she's within range. Go ahead and roll. You're just adding +5 to this check.
Okay. You're not gonna tell me what I need to get? You don't have to tell me.
I'll let you know what you need to get.
20.
Counterspell. Boom! You watch the disintegrate go off, headed right for you. Nidus, we moved from your turn. That was Dweomer's turn. Now it's going to go back to Laren, I believe. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I hear her come in. I hear the beginning of the cast. And I'm a little grateful as I scream no in my own head. You can all hear it across the bond. Because I can't move or speak, but we're still telepathically connected, and I would never have wanted that for you. But I am going to roll again to try to break out of this. Do I get advantage on my saving throw now, or are you burning stuff to negate that?
No, you're flat. These are all flat.
These are all flat.
Am I still your ally?
Yes, you are.
Whole person's gone.
Whole person leaves. We're just going to keep moving through because we have to. Xerxes, that's you. What are you going to do?
I'm reading this thing. I mean, I know there. I want to know. I know there's a secret in here. I know there's something to this tree.
Can I yell?
Yeah.
I saw him. He's in there.
Xerxes, do you look to the tree or do you look to the scroll?
Oh my God.
Yeah, she just said that too.
I'm gonna
Rule.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
1 through 10. I stay at the scroll. 11 and above.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 20. This fucking die knows what matters to me. I look up.
We'll come back to you. But you look into the tree, and I'll describe what you see in a moment. We move from Xerxes back to the top of the order. Loquacious, that's you.
What are we even doing now?
You don't know. It's all become too much.
Yes.
So I'm seeing. So Paisha's arm is like in the tree. Does she look like she's in pain? Is she?
She looks like she looks like something otherworldly, unbelievable is happening to her for sure.
But she doesn't look.
She's not taking on injuries. She's not taking on injuries. But the tree is like growing around her hand. It's like.
Oh, it seems like we should get her out of there. Right?
No one liked the blight idea when I said it.
I was
Just bitching you on the group chat.
Boy, I have not too many big spells left. So I will. Ay. I will just run over and grab her hand and try to pull her back out.
Cool.
Okay.
You grab her hand, try to pull her back out.
Like her other hand, not the one that's in the tree.
You go grab her. So you grab the hand that's not in the tree. And begin to pull. As you pull, you begin to see what she is seeing.
My God!
You look back and you see a gate opens. You see the Feywild. You look up and see the burning eyes, tall golden hair flaming. You see the leader of your court. Look up. Elminor, the burning veil. Child, what have you done? Why are you looking beyond this realm? Something moves upon the face of your world. Do not let her find the names. And
her find the names?
Okay.
I think maybe it's you.
You move from there. Loquacious. We go down the order again. Paisha, that's you.
Okay.
You look for the druid.
I want to go like a primordial deep. How fucking deep does this shit go? Center of the universe, Big Bang. Let's go.
Big Bang, center of the universe. You see, towering, the Emperor of Fire, Raushan of the Primordials, the Empress of the Earth, Kamort, the Dawn Father, the Wild Mother, Mount Igora, where they were sealed forever. We will come back to you in a moment. We move forward. We move forward in initiative. Nidus, it is you once more.
I can tell that Laren's out of the.
You can tell that Laren's out of it.
Grapple.
Okay.
No. You roll. It's a contested roll, right? It might still be good. I'm a little baby. I rolled an 18 on the die. Right? Only a 7. My heart's not in it.
You leap at Laren. This automaton has come into the room. You've said everything you said. You see Loquacious now. His eyes are aflame as well. Xerxes with the scroll, who has been helping you by your side, suddenly looks up. We will get to what you see in a moment, but you look to the tree. Laren, you dodge the grapple. That is your action. Laren. Dweomer goes again, seeing you no longer the spell. Dweomer looks at you. And wherever your eyes look, that's where Dweomer will look.
I'm not looking at her, I'm looking at Quay. What does Quay look like in this moment?
What does Quay look like in this moment?
I am eyes wide, and I'm trying to look back at you with just a look of fear, but not fear at what I'm seeing. Fear at what you're doing.
I let him grapple.
You are grappled in this moment. You go. Your husband looks afraid. As you go deep, you see the tree lance out, 2 branches, sharp as swords, lance into Paisha and Loquacious at the same moment. It is still your turn.
I cast Blight.
Blight hits the tree. We are going to resolve all this in a moment. I know that this is a chunky episode.
So it's great. Keep going.
But we are going to move very quickly into we are going to come back in a moment.
2 most honest people.
You see the tree just in defense as you attempt to plumb into its secrets. Saret.
Me?
We go to you outside. I need to know what you're doing. What are you doing? I need to know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I left. I'm an immediate beeline for the Cloudstone.
Okay.
I'm heading to the Hawk's Nest, and I'm heading to my office. I'm going back to that room. I just want to see, has there been attack? Has there been attack? Is anyone
The Hawk's
alive?
Nest is mostly empty. It's the middle of the night. You know, people are either out on watch or doing whatever. You fly to your room. There are no documents on your desk.
Yeah, figures. I take the sending stone out of my pocket.
Okay, you take it out.
And I say, Talon 2. Talon 2. Come in.
Wingspan, Talon reporting in.
Fuck no! Talon 2, I need you to listen. Here, listen to me very carefully. I need you to find your sister and meet me at home. Can you do that?
Wingspan, who do you think you're even talking to? I followed Egghead, and Dad, remember, code names.
Sorry.
I followed Egghead. She doesn't have any idea I'm here. She's talking to a girl at a party. She's got, I think she's a Triton because she's got like blue hair, and they're
Talon 2. Listen, this is very...
they're drinking stuff. They're drinking stuff.
Very exciting.
There's a big party. It's at the Sorcerer's University. It's there's a bunch of kids. Everyone's talking about a fireworks extravaganza. I'm not sure if it was even permitted.
Here, listen to me. Get Egghead and tell her it's an emergency. You know what we talked about before. This is important. Please get her and come home as fast as you can. Do you copy?
I copy, Dad. Is everything okay?
No.
Everything's fine. Remember, code names.
Sorry. Wingspan. Roger that. Mission and objective set. Gather Egghead and rendezvous at home base. Over and out.
Out.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too.
Where does Sarah go now?
I'm gonna make my way to the Cloudstone, and I'm going to gather. First of all, I approach the Cloudstone cautiously. I expected ambush at every corner. I'm gathering things for Kier, things for Maya. I'm putting them in a small bundle, and I'm waiting for them to get back. When I'm in the house and there's nothing to do but to wait for them to come back, I'm going to check in.
So you go to Cloudstone, you look at everything you can, and then you're going to go back to your house. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, I wanna get them out.
While you are at the Hawk's Nest, you search your office, nothing there. You go to find, it's right down the hall from you. You go into Orwin's office.
15 minutes.
It's quiet in here, door's locked. You open it, and you see 2 feet sticking out from behind the desk, prone.
I unholster the Hawks.
Hey.
I look around the room. 10 feet blind sight. Anyone in here but me and him, or the feet?
Blood's had time to sink into the carpet. There's no one in here.
He's my old partner. I'll walk around the side of the desk.
You walk. You see, as he was bleeding out, the artifacts are gone. The things from the crime scene are gone. But you look, Orwin was a good Eye of Avalier. And he looks up in death, and you can see from some of the drag marks here that he took a couple out with him. In his hands, you see that there are 2 magical items. They are a simple thing. You know what they are. The eyes need to use magical items like these because you guys aren't wizards, and you have to make it make sense in this world of magic and insanity and try to find reason and logic in a place that seems ruled by the belief that there are never going to be prices or consequences for any of this. They're simple magic items. There's 2 of them. They're like potions. You break them, and they do the spell that they're supposed to do. They're called Runes of Recall. You see scrawled in the script of a dying man to his old friend. He says, I don't know how much time we got. They're for your kids. They're keyed to the mom. Wishing you all the... And that's all that he had strength to write.
Thank you, my old friend. I'm sorry I missed all this. I'll take them.
2 Runes of Recall. 2 tickets out. Your wings spread. You leave the hawk's nest for what rapidly feels like it may be the last time. You fly home. You fly as fast as your wings will carry you. We return underground, and as we do, I will describe what we all see in time. Pesha, the schism. You look deep into the past. The Dawn Father, the Wild Mother, Emperor Raushan, Empress Kamort. 2 of the primordials. 2 of the only that were never killed. Sealed under Mount Igora. You see, deep underneath the mountain, the druids tending to the seals.
That's what they need magic for.
The Gau Drashari. The Gau Drashari built their temples here to tend to the work of the Wild Mother and the Dawn Father to seal these primordials away. Over time, centuries, mortals are so bad at remembering. It waxed on, and eventually the wizards came and they saw the broomstone in the mountain and they wished to lift it up. You see the Gau Drashari meeting. You see your grandfather. Our aim is to bring magic to the world. How could that be wrong? I know that your mountain is precious. It is more than precious. There are things within this mountain. Oh? What things are there within this mountain? And here you see that the druids, though they did not have hubris, perhaps had flaws of their own. For they would not say, for they did not trust. Our business is our own, but we will not see the mountain tampered with. Surely, we would not be having this discussion if something were not possible. What if there was a way for us to reinforce? What if there was a way for us to gather magic from all over Exandria and bring it here? We would gladly tithe you some portion of the magic we collected. Is that possible? Your grandfather, a beautiful man, kind mystics. Anything is possible. You see them look and say, the land could thrive. Dominus could thrive. And you see here they look and say, would you grant us some boons if we allowed you to take the peak and the peak alone? We can work with the peak. Move forward. You see the Gau Drashari. One of them summoning a tree into being. A tree of names. If the wizards intend to fly along the ley lines, then perhaps this could be a good thing. A tree
a tree to protect Exandria, to scribe the names of those things beyond which should not come. And you see a floating globe, Exandria, beautiful. And all throughout it, ley lines. The tree is not a wall, it's a pen. It is scribing runes of protection. And as you travel the ley lines, the blossoms fall.
You just
protect
destroyed
your world. Protect your world from all the things outside it.
Yeah.
For 292 years, Avalier has been writing a spell on the surface of the world to keep it safe. The Gaudrashari believed in keeping things safe and protecting Exandria. And centuries from now, when their order is shattered, only the last 3 syllables of their name will remain. The Ashari. The Tree of Names. To keep this world, our world, safe from all those things beyond it. You see, one of the druids speaks. The wizards, do they not have a right to know? See, the druid turns and says, would you trust them? Do you think they would let the tree stand? Or do you think they would bend it to their will? Do you think that a day would come when a war, or a coronation, a betrayal, or a contract, some temporary problem, they would not see advantage in using what they should not meddle with? No. We will bind them to their word, and we will not tell them what we have done. Xerxes, you look in the tree. You see translucent face you have longed to see for many years. Before, his voice was proud, and now his face looks afraid.
5 minutes to go.
He looks at you in a ghostly moment and says, not like this. Blight hits the heart of the tree. Rot, and the tree sunders. The seam opens along the trunk, and as it opens, there is only fire. 2 arms push the tree apart, and the skinned face of Vespin Chloris gazes out. And behind him, you hear the true voice that has been speaking to you for quite some time. Very good, my little puppet. Vespin crawls through. The tree sunders. And the Lord of Hells gazes through. To be home again. As the betrayer steps foot into Exandria. That's all for this episode.
What a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger.
Bespin.
It had everything. Wow. We all betrayed each other. We betrayed the world. The world betrayed the world.
And I'm going to remember to say it this time. Is it Thursday?
Oh my God. Oh.
Bravo. Bro. All I can say is tune in next week as I react to the final episode of Exandria Unlimited, Calamity, in which I can only assume they officially kick off the actual Calamity. I don't think Casimir will survive. I was expecting like a fairy, but no. Their shit, that tree was the one thing that was the reason why they because they were creating a barrier. Now it's gone. As Medea, Lord of the Nine Hells, emerges. And unfortunately, we know he wasn't the only one that was being so soon the other will appear, as if Antortis himself wasn't nothing. Until we find out, they show us ideas that we have to call it now. Well, thank you for joining me. This is Billionaire Unlimited, the elven YouTuber. I wish you good fortune in the quest of life.